Up next on today's beer review, we're going to be looking at Marshmallow Drip Imperial Stout by Finback Brewery. This is an Imperial Stout ale with vanilla beans, marshmallow, peanut butter, coffee, and it's coming in at 12.3% ABV. Let's check it out. Hi, it's Rich, and welcome to the channel if you're new here, and if you're not, welcome back. Today we're looking at a new beer. I hadn't seen it before. I was once again up in Larchmont, and I went to that place, the Chico's, and they had an Imperial Stout I had not seen before. And this is by Finback Brewing Company. Now, Finback Brewery, Finback Brewery, my mistake there. Finback Brewery is at 7801 77th Avenue in Queens, New York. And I've had a couple of their things. And again, I bought this, I think I spent $23 for a 4-pack, which a little bit of a risk, but I was really sort of impressed. I did not see peanut butter on there, or I might not have purchased it. But what's funny is this is maybe the freshest canned stout I've ever had. According to the side of the can, this was actually packaged on 10/27/2025, and today is like 11/12/2025. So I mean, this has only been in the can a couple weeks, and I'm sort of excited to see that. Now, it says an Imperial Stout ale. I don't know what that means. With vanilla beans, marshmallow, peanut butter, coffee, and it comes in at 12.3% ABV. And you know, that's it. Let's give it a try. Let's crack this thing. You know, I am using my stout glass, but maybe I should use a what do you call it instead? One sec. Yeah, maybe I'll just go with the tulip glass instead. Try to make sure that it's, I know it's clean, I just don't know if I haven't fingerprinted it or anything like that. Okay, I'm not getting any sort of aroma out of the can yet, but let's give it the pour and see. Ooh, that pour's thick. And there is some head on it, but that head is like, that's some of the darkest foam I've seen on a stout. And this is pouring like syrup. Wow, I'm glad I chose this glass instead of the other. I hope you can see the head on that. It's very impressive. And the bar just filled with like the greatest aroma. Okay, so this is like a chocolate bomb. Like there's so much chocolate in the nose, but I hate to say it, there's also a lot of peanut butter in there, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm hoping this is gonna be good because the nose is pretty solid. There's also sort of this back end sweetness that I'm assuming is sort of the marshmallow. I'm not getting coffee, but I'm not getting coffee because the peanut butter is really the overwhelming aroma here. It's sort of like peanut butter and then chocolate, and then there's like a generic sweetness that I'm assuming is the marshmallow, and there's you know, I think that if there is a coffee aroma to it, it's just getting lost. It reminds me a lot of something that I had from Equilibrium, one of their, you know, like crazy peanut butter stouts, like a Sunday stout. I don't remember which one. I'd have to go back and look. Okay, let's give it a taste. That's an interesting beer. And it lingers. Wow, okay. So when you drink it, it's like drinking a mouthful of like a slightly chocolate peanut butter. But then as it goes down, there's a really nice sweetness on the back end, and the chocolate really blooms, and then the peanut butter fades away. And that's where, as it goes down, you wind up getting this sort of like little bit of coffee right on the end. I don't know, and I know I'm dating myself. If you've ever seen the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the one with Gene Wilder, when Violet ate the gum, and she was describing the layers of that meal, this is like a layered dessert. and it's really nice. It is just such an interesting evolution across the tongue as far as like, it just starts so peanut buttery, then that sort of fades out, and once it fades out, there's this really, really nice chocolate and coffee mix. Now, the one thing I will say, this is coming in at 12.3% ABV, and you know, I don't mean to be saying anything bad about Finback, because I think this is a beautifully crafted beer that delivers on everything it's saying it wants to deliver on. I really do think it does a hell of a job doing all of that. With that being said, and I'm gonna be a little judgmental here. Well, it's a beer channel and I'm freaking talking about how it tastes and everything, so I guess that's what I do all the time. I think that I've had this before and it reminds me of an Equilibrium brew, but I think Equilibrium hides the alcohol better. There is a burn as it goes down right at the very, very bottom of the stomach, and then the stomach does sort of get warm. It's not a bad thing, it's just not, you know, sometimes you get those stouts, especially like this, which to me is a dessert stout, and it's going to, you know, you're going to drink it and you're not going to know that you had the alcohol. This is a little different than that. Like, you know it. This would be a sundae, but for like a grown-up, you know? And it almost reminds me of the peanut butter sundae that you get at Friendly's, which again is probably dating myself because there's not a whole hell of a lot of those left. Now, this costs $22 base price at Del Chico's. I keep forgetting the name of the place. But probably it came out to about 25 with all the tax and everything like that. Is it worth it? Yeah, it is. You know, and I bought a 4-pack of this just on faith. And honestly, like, this is a 4-pack that I'm going to share out because I think it's worthwhile. This is a beer I would be very, very pleased to give it a tasting and have people try and appreciate, you know, try it and then appreciate it and all of that kind of stuff. So I think they did a heck of a job. Now, I've had other stuff by Finback. I don't remember specifically what, but I have to say, like, this really does sort of ignite my desire to go and see what else they have. Especially since it's relatively local. I mean, Queens is right, you know, just a little ways away from Long Island, so it's no big deal to go and actually check out their brewery, and I think I'm gonna have to do that because this is really, really very nice. So would I buy it again? Yeah. Would I buy it again? Yes. And would I give it to somebody? Yes, I would. It's really that good. So once again, this is Finback Brewery. Is it brewery or brewing company? I always screw this up, or I have at least for this video. Finback Brewery. Okay, so let me say it again. So once again, for Marshmallow Drip Imperial Stout by Finback Brewery, I would definitely buy it again. If you see it out there in the world, this is one I would check out. I think it's definitely worth the time and effort to look for. Would I hunt it up? Maybe. You know, it is very good. The only thing I will say, like I said, it's sort of an adult stout in that there's way more feeling of that warmth in the stomach than, you know, like, let's say an Equilibrium brewery beer like this. All right. Anyway, I'm going to, okay, so let me go back. This is going to have to be some sort of cut here. But I do think that this is definitely worth checking out. And if you get a chance or you see it, I would pick it up. Anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this review, and I will see you next time on an end-of-the-day beer review. I'm going to sit back and enjoy the rest of this one. Cheers.